Hello, I'm Dick.
And I'm Eric, and we're the Annuity guys.
Eric, information overload is one of the...
Pow, pow, oh my gosh, what are we talking about?
It is one of the biggest challenges that folks face, especially, once they start looking at annuities, they start going to the internet.
Yeah. Well, how many people pull up our rates database, they go, there's 3,000 annuities.
Exactly.
How do I choose?
Yeah, it's like Pandora's box, it's been opened. And how do you narrow it down to what's really important and not?
So we've got 7 steps now for people to help avoid that kind of annuity information overload.
Yes.
And try to kind of narrow down the process for them. And try to just point out a couple little pointers, like avoiding kind of the extremes, or recognizing them at least, where you've got bias.
Yeah.
Now, I hate annuities. Maybe it's going to have a little bit of a slant towards the negative on annuities. Versus, like, everybody should have an annuity in their portfolio. That might be a little...
Sure. And it's nothing wrong, folks, with actually, reading anything you want to read or considering it. It's just identifying the bias behind it. And you're so right, Eric, when the bias is so extreme in either direction, whether it's all positive or all negative, there's no balance of just saying, hey, annuities used in the right way solve this problem.
Right. It's understanding how they work, the basic function of an annuity. And then you use that information then to say, is this something I would value in part of my retirement plan or portfolio?
Sure. And I think that, in these 7 steps, one of the key things that, once you've been out there and you've kind of experienced all of the, we've said, the extremes, and you've read maybe some balanced articles, is start to come down to what are the basic annuities. Identify the basic annuities.
Yeah, I say learn the facts, ma'am. Kind
of
the real dragnet here. It's understanding what the specific types are, how they work, and how each of them function. I mean, that's kind of there's kind of 2 of our key points here.
Yes.
But understanding that you have deferred annuities, you have immediate annuities. You've got
variable annuities,
variable hybrid style or fixed indexed annuities with income riders.
Yes.
You've got regular fixed annuities, and understanding how each of them works, so that if they have a place in what you're trying to accomplish with retirement.
Correct.
So once you understand that, then you know somewhat of what the limitations are for also each of these types.
Yes.
And understanding that there may not be what we call the silver bullet. There's not going to be the one annuity fits all necessarily plan for what you're trying to accomplish.
And I do think that this is where folks a lot of times you find yourself overanalyzing because you're looking for so many of these extreme positions that you see out there on annuities, and you do start to believe, well, an annuity can do it can have this huge growth with all of this safety. And it's kind of like that silver bullet, that will solve all of the problems. And
exactly.
Annuities are just a simple financial tool that actually will give you some safe growth, modest growth, or guaranteed income for the rest of your life, which are very important as a foundational part of a portfolio.
Right.
So once you understand those basic facts, the temptation, Eric, is to overanalyze and
you start
keep looking, keep believing.
You keep seeing the sizzle. I think I just got off a webpage that said a 16% guarantee.
Right.
First year. If it's too good to be true,
it probably is.
It probably is. And trust your gut on some of these things. And that's what Mom always said. Don't fall into don't get suckered into something that you don't believe is true.
Right.
So trust your gut, trust your instincts. Understand that annuities were not designed to compete with market type returns. They were designed to beat the bank. Is really how they're formed. So when you're looking at safe growth and guaranteed income, those are 2 aspects that they do, but don't expect them to do something that they're not designed.
Exactly. And when you get to the point that you have actually understood the basics, you've kind of looked at the extremes, you've identified that an annuity really probably could make sense for a foundational portion of your portfolio, that's when it becomes time to actually work with an expert.
Right.
And this is where so many times folks think, well, I haven't studied enough.
Yeah.
I haven't done enough research. I haven't read enough books. I haven't looked at enough websites.
Well,
when do you stop?
We've all gotten used to the Fidelities, the Ameritrades, where we can go out there and we're doing our own investing. We've got information here. We're going to make all the decisions ourselves. Well, with annuities, there's so many different moving parts and so many different pieces. It really, at the time where you've decided it fits your situation, get somebody to help you narrow down those choices and give you the 3 or 4 items that would definitely fit your situation for what you're wanting to accomplish.
Well, Eric, it would, it's a, maybe not a great analogy or comparison, but it would be, kind of like driving a car.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there comes a point where, you get in the car and you know that the car is a transportation. If you push the gas pedal, it goes forward and, you follow the map, you get to your location, but you didn't study the internal combustion engine. Somebody else did that for you.
Yeah.
And that's what a planner does.
Right.
That's what a true expert in annuities does. They spend their career, their waking hours for the most part, looking at all of the changes, all of the nuances, and it's their job to fit the one that gives you the safe growth or the guaranteed income that works out best for your particular situation.
Right, exactly. They are helping you take your goals and then articulating them into an annuity device, which is basically like your car analogy here. It's the one that's going to fit your needs the best to help you achieve what you want to for your retirement goals. And once you've done that, if you hit those targets, then you've selected the right partner.
Well, and you brought up the key factor there, and you said retirement goals.
Yes.
You got to establish those.
Yeah. If you're not asking the questions, if you're not going into the detail of what you want them to do, no product is right.
Right. So you have to ask yourself those questions first. What do I need in my retirement? One of the key questions that we ask clients and or prospective clients and is if you're looking at an annuity, what's more important to you? The growth aspect of the annuity or the income aspect? Now, folks they'll get both. They'll get growth and they will get income from an annuity. But if you have to choose between one or the other, what's the most important?
Right.
And when folks can answer that in a very succinct and straightforward manner, that basically directs them to the right 50% of annuities out there that are created for them.
So it's not trying to get everything in one annuity, but getting the best of what you want to achieve.